recording from Glitz Glam. You might hear some cars and some beeping, but ignore that. But anyways, I'm doing this video, the first part, very slow because this is kind of very important. Gluing on tips. I remember when I first started, it would be horrible when I would glue on the tip and the tip was crooked. And then, once you put it down crooked, there's no way you could fix it with filing. Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. But to avoid this is what I've learned. Okay, when the client gives you her hand, just tell her, put her hands straight. Put her fingers straight. Like, don't get her fingers relaxed. This helped me out a lot from putting on crooked nails. So make sure the client is stretching out her fingers, and grab the finger, and then just make sure you're putting it like following her finger. You know what I mean? Like her finger straight, so you're following her finger. Sometimes people's fingers are crooked, so you should ask them and be like, hey, do you want me to follow your finger, or do you want me to make it straight? I usually ask that because some customers don't want you to make the nail straight. They want you to follow their finger. So heads up, I ask now, because you would think somebody would want you to put it straight, but some people don't want that. It's gonna save you time, because if they don't want it, if they don't want you to not follow their finger, that it's not straight, you're gonna have to melt it off and take it off. So always ask before, and try not to be like mean about it, like, hey, your finger's crooked. Be like, hey, well, I noticed your finger, it goes a little this way, do you want me to follow it, or do you want me to put it like straight so the nail could look straight? You gotta be nice. So that's my little secret to putting on tips, okay, guys? Should have said this in the beginning of the video, but another thing, you have to, before I put on the tips, I buff her nail. Don't buff her nail too much, and use disposable bits. Don't use metal bits on clients. It's gonna destroy her nail bed. So you're using the disposable bits, and only take off the shine off her nail. And then, of course, you put the tips on after that. Now, this is very important. Primer. You need to put primer on people's nails, or else they're going to pop off. And anybody that's doing their nails at home, too, like, you guys need primer, or else your nails are going to pop off. Primer, primer, primer. Nail primer. Even when you're doing, like, you know how you guys get those little kits from home and you do your own nails, like the gel, like those too, you guys need to put primer. And it's the same process in the beginning. Even if you put gel polish on, you have to buff your nail, take off the shine, and put primer on, or else your nail or your gel polish is just gonna come off. That's the secret. Everybody's gonna hate me for telling you guys, but who cares? You know what I mean? I could take the heat. Alright, guys, go ahead and watch me put this primer on her. Alright, guys, here's the cutting part. These are valuable tips in this video. Very valuable tips. Cutting the nails. I suggest you have a hand mannequin showing all the different lengths you have. For a long time, I've never had that, and I always had to go upon pictures. Even then, a mannequin's still not gonna help that much, because sometimes when a client looks at a picture and the mannequin, they're like, oh, I want it this long, but then they realize it's too long or it's too short. But it does help the mannequins, so I suggest you guys make a little mannequin for yourself, displaying the lengths that you provide. But anyways, out right here, I was asking the customer what length did she want. She wanted the $55 length. So, I always use the middle finger to show the length, because that's is gonna be a more accurate, for her to see, what length she wants. So after I cut that middle finger, I start cutting the rest of the nails, just eyeballing it. But I tend to make the rest, when I start cutting the rest, like, I actually cut them a little longer, because once you cut too short, it's gonna be too late to go back, because then you're gonna have to take off the nail, and you don't want to do all that. So when first you get the middle nail, cut it to what she wants, and then the other ones, try to eyeball it, and but cut it longer so you won't mess up. After you do that, you're gonna get that same finger and start measuring it with the next hand. You know what I mean? But of course, you're already gonna have that other hand cut. It doesn't have to be the exact length, but make sure you cut it a little longer than what you think the other nail is, because like I said, once you cut, it's too late. So watch, I'm gonna let it get to the part where I'm talking about, so you guys can know exactly. Both of those nails, so that's my starting point. It's basically like cutting hair. But anyways, so now I'm getting that same finger and measuring them with all the fingers. Be careful with the pinky, because sometimes the pinky could be deceiving. Like, sometimes it could be the same length as the middle finger, but it looks way longer when you look at her hand from a distance. So you're just gonna have to go with your gut feelings when you're doing the nail set. But this is my technique on how to get even nails. Go ahead and watch me now that you know. Right here, what I'm doing is I'm going back and I'm filing the tip. I'm not filing her nail really anymore, but I'm filing that line that, I try to blend it in with her real nail, just so that tip won't be in the way. That's why I do this. Just file that off. You'll get a more better look of your nails. You know what I mean? If you file down that, where the starting point of the tip is, like, just file it down so it could be smooth. Okay guys, and you guys see me here putting more primer. I double prime my clients' nails, just so they could last longer for them. Okay, I do file the tips before I put the acrylic on, so it won't be so hard after I put the acrylic, to shape them up. I hold the hand facing me so I could see if the nails are straight and the shaping is straight. When you hold the nails towards you, it gives you a better shape. Like, it's really straight. It comes out like more straight than what I'm doing right here. You see right here, like, I'm just filing regularly. But the only reason I'm doing it right here like regular is because I already faced them towards me and I already made sure they're straight. That's why you see me doing it like this. I always check for straightness when I flip the hand facing me. put on the acrylic, I like to use a clear acrylic, for the base. And yeah, I like to use clear acrylic. And I'm going in with the Young Nails Peach Cover. So go ahead and watch me lay down this acrylic. As you see, I don't start off putting on the acrylic from the cuticle. I find you get better control of your acrylic when you do this, and then you just go back and fill in the cuticle part. It's basically like a little fill, but you're more in control when of your acrylic when you do it this way, when you start the way I did, laying down the acrylic on your nail. I put that clear coat on first, and then I'm going in with the red acrylic. When I'm placing diamonds, I like to put whatever the color of the diamond is gonna be, as you know what I mean. Like, I need to get a color that, you know, that's gonna be the base of it. Like, if I'm getting red diamonds, I'm gonna put a red base. If I'm using AB crystal diamonds, I'm gonna put a silver base. You know what I mean? Just so you won't be able, you know, the nail could look more full and you won't be able to see little holes in the diamonds and stuff, you know what I mean? Because sometimes you can't fit a lot of diamonds on there, so it's better to match your base to your diamonds. And you seen that I put a clear coat on top of that red. I like to do that with colored acrylics because it makes the acrylic look much nicer. Okay, right here you're gonna see me put a gel top coat on all her fingers. Top coat, you're gonna see me wipe off the sides. This is very important so you can have those sharp edges, you know what I mean? And you don't because you know gel kind of rounds off your shape, and if you don't want the gel to mess up your shape, you should do that. I'm going ahead and putting on those red diamonds right there on top of the gel, because diamonds secure like that too. I'm using a gel pot. A gel pot is from Gelix, but honestly I like the gel pot from Nail Couture. I'll put the link below. But with this gel pot, when you get a gel pot, it actually secures the diamonds very well, because it hugs the diamonds, you know, once you cure it. I don't really like this Gelix pot because the diamonds, they kind of like slide off, so you gotta tell your client to hurry up and put the her hand in the UV light so they won't slide off and stay in place. But once it's dry and out of the UV, of course they're not gonna move. But anyways, this is how I do the put on the diamonds, and that is a wax pin. You could get those on eBay, the wax pin for diamonds. Putting cuticle oil on the client's hands so she could be nice and moisturized, because remember, most of our chemicals like, you know, monomer and acetone do dry out the nail, so you gotta make sure that you're moisturizing your clients, you know what I mean, and rub it after you put that oil. Rub it on her skin, you know, so you could blend in. Don't rub that oil on her nails, you know. That's all, guys. This is her nails. I hope you guys like this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and I hope you learned a lot of things, you know. Bye.